Hey, look, we down in Ohio, out in Ohio. Look, I don't know if this is true or not, but we'll be right back after these messages, and hopefully it is because it's just a smart thing to do.
Okay, Ohio parents, listen up. There's a new bill, because you know they like to keep throwing bills at us, that's being proposed. It is called the Right to Know Act, and
Mm.
it can totally change what happens in the hospital when your baby is born. Let's talk about it. So here's what's going on. If parents go into the hospital and they have a baby and they are not married,
Hmm.
the hospital is required. Well, if this bill passes,
Right.
the hospital would be required to offer a DNA test before the mother puts the father on the birth certificate. If both
Perfect.
parents say yes, then the test is done immediately. If they say no, they still have to sign a waiver saying they were offered to take the test, but they declined. If one person says yes and the other person says no, then it is proposed that they go ahead and do the DNA test.
What I'm curious to know about is why would anybody say no? Now, I could see an issue with like receiving the answers that may be bad news at the time when you just had the baby. And there are ways around that, right? You could probably release results like 30 days after, you know, before, of course, anybody signs the birth certificate, and signing can happen after the results are shown, because you don't want chaos breaking out in courts, because there would be some chaos.
Supporters of this bill say that this protects kids. It gives them the clear legal paternity from day one. There is no questioning whether or not someone is their father or not. And
Right.
other supporters say it can eliminate kids learning further down the road that someone is not their father when they thought it was from the start. But there are a lot of people pushing back on it. And they're saying that is not the time and the emotional space to demand some sort of test. So this bill has not passed. It's still being debated. But if it does, then this does affect any people walking into the hospital who aren't married. So what do you think? Should this pass or should this not?
They should have this bill in every single state for non-married and married couples. Even if you're not in a situation where you have a significant other, doesn't matter. They should have this. And if you don't know who the daddy is, at that point, you need jail time.
Drink the
You need jail
coffee,
time.
it'll make you feel better.
Year he. You know how many dudes out here that's raising shit that ain't theirs, or had a situation where they probably slid down on this woman and they liked the woman liked them back, but then something happened in between time, and then in between time somebody got their ass clapped the fuck up without telling her dude, and then went back to dude or been around dude, and yeah, all of a sudden baby's here. She started getting clapped up by him more on often, just to make sure that he even thinks that when the shit happens it's going to be his baby. Like, come on, man. It's a lot of screw scientists around here that, as a man, you have to be aware. You have to be really, really red eyes out here, because if you ain't, you're going to be fucked over, and fucked over badly, and fucked over in your pockets real bad, because let's admit it, man, a lot of motherfuckers out here looking for that come up in that little baby bag. Now, a lot of women always be saying, dudes be paranoid about money they don't have. If that was the case, then why the fuck would you even be trying to get money from dudes that don't got money, or they not supposed to have the money you claim that they don't have? My thing is just mandatory. DNA test would be nice. I would go watch the whole video. He do talk about, he feel like that should be for everybody. I agree. I agree. Whether married or not married, it should go across the board. Everybody should just day one, fresh off, just DNA test right off the bat. Just because it's the screening process for me. It's like when you get a net, and yeah, you can get so many fish that you want in that net, but every now and then, or a lot of times, you getting shit in the net that you don't want. So it's pretty much gonna fuck over anybody that's just on fuckery shit. That's how I see it. It's the same way like how people should be getting STD testing before you start sleeping with new partners. Do they do it? No. But if it was mandatory, or if it was just an easier or simpler way to do it, a lot more people probably would do it. I also think maybe in just when you go to the hospital for anything, I think checkups, all that shit should just be mandatory disease check, mandatory, whatever like just anything to make the human interaction with other humans easier. That's all I'm trying to say. Now I'm not sure if that's a thing for surgeries or shit like that. I think they got to get your blood or whatever, like blood type. But whatever is mandatory for other health shit, I think that just should go across the board for every human. So I don't think this is bad. If it is true, if this ain't just some fake news type shit going on with the TikTok shit, I hope Ohio do pass a bill. Matter of fact, every state. Like I agree with him. Like I hope every state passed that because I don't know. I love Ohio. I want to stay here forever if I can. Pretty much talking about living here. I obviously want to travel, but like building a big ass house here, staying here. This is where I want to live and die at. But I'll travel the world, visit the world. And if I was to find somewhere else that's more tropical that don't get hurricanes to kill people every goddamn other season and shit, then I probably would want to live somewhere tropical. But see, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, I hope Ohio would do something like that, or just the United States in general. But if we starting here in Ohio, let us be the motherfucking, flag holders on that and race the torch and carry the torch on to the next people that, next state that might have to get it. Because it's too many dudes, man, that's just, it's not even the dudes. Like, it's just too easy to get fucked over as a dude in that department. Obviously, women got their own battles, men have our own battles. And as a man, I'm just thinking from as a man standpoint, getting somebody prego, thinking it's mine, whole time she done got clapped up by a motherfucker at work, motherfucker down the street. It could have been anywhere. And it's just a possibility, man. It's just that it's eliminating that thought or that doubt that you don't have to wait until about 8 years old. I want to say you start kind of seeing features that look like you or not. But then there is some people that I've seen that they don't look nothing like the other parent. They just 100% look like one parent. They either 100% they daddy or 100% they goddamn mama. And there's no other way to tell if the other parent the other parent is even your parent. And you got to think about that. Maybe in some of them cases, they only look like one parent because that mean motherfuckers were cheating. They actually look like the other dude that you don't see, but you can't even tell because you think your genetics weak. So it's just shit like that, man. Yeah, if it's true, Ohio, just do it. Do it. If you do it, I will clap. I will do everything. I will even go to work probably 2 weeks extra and just let y'all take all the taxes on that and call it a day on that. Because that's another big complaint is people complaining. Well, mainly the women they were showing on there complaining about who's going to pay for that. We have bigger and better things to worry about. How? There's so many people that don't know who their bloodline is out here. And that's another talk for another time. But I honestly think that's why we have a lot of these birth defects, because a lot of people is running into bloodlines later down the line because you sleeping with cousin to cousins, and it's just so much shit that this I think that it'll help. At least help from the start. Obviously, you won't get that deep into it where you're doing genealogy tests on people or whatever the case, but it would help in the sense of it'll probably be at least a 40% increase of people not having parents they didn't know that was their parents. A lot of women getting away with dirty murder out here, clapped up by boss babies, getting clapped up by the dude that just paid the rent and wasn't trying to even stay, and the dude that's actually trying but struggling, he's taking care of this dude kid. Like, no, see, it's just when I think like that, man, ain't no fucking way. And then just to get down the line, you find out the kid ain't yours. That's a respectable crash out. I will say that I respect that crash out. I'm not gonna say like you got to take the woman off the planet or obviously never the kid, but it's gonna be more so like if you want to fuck the house up, burn the car, just start burning shit down. Obviously with the people not in it, but just fuck up all the property. I respect that. Especially you didn't do that shit for 10, 15 years, 11. Oh gosh, bro, all the money you could have saved. What about all the dudes that's on child support that's for motherfuckers that ain't even a kid, bro? Like, that's another respectable crash out. You just spent all this money, struggled, man, it's just over with. So, yeah, the only people that ain't gonna like it is the women's that's out here that like to play two sides of the fence, get clapped up by everybody else, find some dude that's just so into her that he ain't even thinking about the shit, and then she fuck him over in his pockets. So, with that being said, man, it's Red Drakey Drake, man. If y'all want to share y'all thoughts, you already know where we can do so down in the comments. I got to think of a good turn for the comment section, because pretty soon here, when I talk about more different shit, I can feel it getting a little fiery around here, you know, with my content kind of. But anyways, y'all know what to do, man. It's Redrick Drake. I'm out of 330.
You're not in a situation where you have a significant other. Doesn't matter. They should have this. And if you don't know who the daddy is, at that point, you need jail time.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.